The seasons have changed, and so much else, since Donald Trump scored his first victory in the Republican primary here in New Hampshire. Now we're just weeks away from finding out whether he'll win the White House. When Americans go to the polls in November, they won't just be electing a president, but a number of other offices, as you can see from this ballot paper here. Everything from governor to senator, all the way down to sheriff and county treasurer. But this election, many Republican candidates have withdrawn their support for Donald Trump. So the question is, how will this make a difference?
Both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are far from perfect, and I'm not perfect either.
Kelly Ayotte is one of those Republican names on the ballot. She's seeking re-election to the US Senate and recently withdrew her support for Donald Trump.
I cannot vote for Donald Trump based on what he has said and done and the actions he talked about in those tapes.
I'm disappointed it took her so long to drop the endorsement.
At this diner in Chester, New Hampshire, many Republican-leaning voters believe Kelly Ayotte's decision to dump Trump was a long time coming.
She must think that he's not going to do that well, so she wants to distance herself from him.
I will vote for Kelly Ayotte for election, and for the most part, most of the Republican candidates that are rerunning for election that are already in office. And it would take a snowball in hell before I'd ever vote for Donald Trump.
When they're not all together, it hurts the party.
One of New Hampshire's most influential newspapers has backed the Republican presidential candidate for more than a century. But this time they've broken with tradition and are endorsing Libertarian Gary Johnson.
I think Ayotte is doing the right thing. It may cost her the election, but I think it hurts rather than helps down-ticket Republicans that Trump is on the top of the ticket. And it may be one of those sea changes where the whole Congress switches back to the other party.
Mr. Trump still has a large support base in this state. For many of them, congressional races don't even matter.
It's a great crowd.
I don't think that the Republicans have done a particularly good job in their control of the House and Senate either. So as much as we'd like to see those seats retained, in the end, if we're not getting anything done, then what difference does it make?
Both Donald Trump and Kelly Ayotte need to win here in November, but the Republican split in this small state could have a big impact on the party's fortunes. Rajini Vaidyanathan, BBC News in New Hampshire.